mother told me, follow your heart. Father told me.
All right, good morning. I'm Aaron Rosa. I'm a reporter here at Capitol News Service, and you're watching the CNS NewsBIN in session. This week we're covering the Maryland General Assembly, and one of the big things on their agenda is the budget. So this is all really complicated, and even the comptroller of Maryland, who is an expert on tax things, says that it gives him a headache. So we're going to break it down for you pretty simply. So every year the state creates a budget that's allocated to different expenses throughout the state. Think healthcare, education, and transportation. The idea is that the budget will show us all our bills and how much money we have coming in. Maryland is required by law to balance its budget. It's in the Constitution. This means that the state has enough money to pay all their bills, as much money coming in as going out. And while lawmakers are focused on this year's budget, they're already working on next year's budget. Why is that? Well, taxes. For the first time in 31 years, the federal government overhauled the tax code. This really shifted the landscape, and lawmakers are scrambling to determine how that'll affect the budget. Worst case scenario, the states lose money and have to make up the difference. Kind of like looking for spare change in your car. What we're starting to learn, though, is that states will actually be making more money. So what happens is when you go to file your federal taxes, you're allowed to write off a lot of things. The mileage you drive for work, your property taxes, even some school expenses. And this all adds up. So if you're good at keeping receipts and paying attention to detail, you can claim those expenses. Now, the government realizes that not everyone is good at keeping track of all that. So based on averages, they give a standard deduction, which most people end up taking. This year, the government raised the standard deduction from $12,600 married filing jointly and $6,300 for singles to $24,000 married filing jointly and $12,000 for singles. This reduces the workload on the IRS and reduces the number of headaches for the average citizen. When a person takes a standard deduction on their federal taxes, Maryland law requires them to take the standard deduction on their state taxes. And the state has not raised that deduction. So with the new tax code and more people taking the standard deduction, the state stands to make as much as $60 million. So obviously, lawmakers are taking a fresh look at the tax code to uncouple state deductions and give it back to the taxpayers. So yeah, that was a lot to take in. I understand. Hopefully we helped you understand it a little bit more. Please don't forget to subscribe to our videos by going to cnsmaryland.org or subscribing on our YouTube channel.